Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We are working on a 2002 Toyota Camry with a 2.4 liter. Last video, we pulled the engine. It is out on the engine stand. In this video, we're just gonna do a quick tear down. Really not a whole lot to this video. You're just pulling stuff off. We're gonna pull the head off, look inside the cylinders. If the cylinders look good, as in they're not scored or anything, then we're gonna go ahead and purchase the parts for this rebuild. If they are scored, then we need to wait for the machine shop to give us a reply so we know what size to order, the rings and possibly new pistons if needed, but we'll have to wait. So it all depends on what the cylinders look like inside. Do we go ahead and order or not? So other than that, a lot of this will be time lapse because you're just pulling stuff off, just unbolt, unbolt. So really not a whole lot of technique to it. So let's get cracking. So we're gonna start with everything in the front because we have to pull the timing cover off in order to get the head off. Now we're ready to pull our head bolts off. It does take a special socket. This is a 10mm double hex head made just for these. You can get them off Amazon or wherever. So we want to start on the ends and then work our way towards the middle. So here, jump over, that side, and then over on our way to the middle. And then we want to do it in steps. So break it loose a little, go to the next bolt, break it loose a little. Our first pass and then our second pass will break it loose a little more and then a little more, until they're all loose. All right, got the head off. Now let's inspect these cylinders. Going in. So I don't think the camera's really gonna show it. For the most part, the cylinders are good. There's just some scoring, not deep or heavy, but some vertical lines right there. On the other side as well, and then periodically on the side. Hopefully the camera will do something, but if not, I mean, if you can't see it, it's there, but it's not that bad. So it's possible that just a honing will clear that up, but we'll take this to the machine shop for sure. Anyway, but I'm gonna go ahead and order just standard parts because even when I rub with my finger, I'll take my glove off and really rub, but I don't feel anything deep, like a deep gouge anywhere. Even the lines that I do see, they're not crazy. So I think we're in the clear. Let's go ahead and continue to tear down this block. I'll flip it over. Now there is coolant still around the cylinders and oil and all that, so just keep that in mind when you tip this over. What's gonna happen is all that stuff's gonna end up on the floor. If you're prepared for it, great. If not, it's gonna make a mess. before I proceed forward, I just want to show this. Some little metal stuff. Some of it looks very similar to the, well, this looks a little different, but that spiral, like a drill bit, how it drills out some aluminum and it gives you that spiral shaving. It's kind of like what that looks like. So I just wonder, you know, where any else is, if there are any, or if some just got in the engine and it was settled just here, like in the bottom of the oil pan. Then when I turned the engine upside down, it landed here. So this could be just oil pan debris, but I just wanted to note that before I keep taking things apart. And then also these bolts here, hopefully it shows up. It could look like a weird hex head, like an external hex. Don't be confused with that. It's just a 12-point socket. There. So just that 12-point socket shape. That's all it is a 12-point socket. So don't get confused with that weird shape on these. It also looks like the connecting rod caps are, as well, are this 12-point. So anyway, just want to point that out. This is all loose. I'm going to pull this off, crack the case, and continue. There you go. That is the teardown of the engine. Not really exciting, just pulling off a whole bunch of stuff. Thing to note is that oil filter, the threads, that comes off separately with an Allen. I forget what size Allen. Where did I put it? Right here is just an Allen, 12mm Allen. You'll see it. There's a little Allen key on those threads for the oil filter. That pops off, and there's a 12mm bolt hidden underneath, holding those two case halves together. Other than that, you just want to make sure that you keep your connecting rod cap and the rod together, so they are set. Make sure that you leave them together, and then maybe the order that they came out in, cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. That may not be as important, but definitely those caps with the rod together. That's important. Putting it on the engine stand, you have to bolt 2 bolts in one half, 2 bolts in the other half. So to break those halves apart, I had to remove it from the engine stand and put it on a table. So keep that in mind. If you are thinking of where to bolt your hoist to, Don't bolt it to the head bolts because you really want that head surface to be really clean. You know what I'm talking about, where the head gasket goes on the block right there. You want that to be scratch free. So don't use any of those top bolts, use something on the side. You probably already knew that. I think that's it. So going to the machine shop is the bare block, the pistons, the other half of the block, and the head. The crankshaft looks really good, so I'm not worried about them checking that out. And the crank main bearing caps look really good as well, so not worried about those. They're gonna shine everything up, they're gonna do their magic, see if we need different pistons or if these are good to just clean up and slap back in. They'll let us know. So from this point, it's probably gonna be a week or more for the machine shop to do what they do. Around here, machine shops are very booked and busy, so we will wait patiently. All right, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.